you, Michele, for the introduction. Yes, I wear this T-shirt because we created it last year for the 10th anniversary of the double degree program, and I thought it's a good reason to wear it today. But now I want to share with you some information about the double degree program. And I hope you can see my slides. So we are from program Business Information System. So it's not computer science. So it gives a different focus compared to computer science. And I would like to explain this. But first, I want to introduce a little bit our university. So the full name is University of Applied Sciences and Arts, Northwestern, Switzerland. And in yellow, you here see the location of the university. For me, it's more in the northern part of Switzerland, but if you look at it only from the German-speaking part, then it is Northwest. You know that Switzerland has 3 regions, the German-speaking part, the French-speaking part, and the Italian-speaking part. So we are in the German-speaking part. Our university is on 4 campuses. I just here show the pictures of the buildings on the 4 campuses, and we have 9 schools. We are in the School of Business, so not in the School of ICT or Computer Science. We are in the School of Business, and I'll explain this later why we are located there. We are about the same size as University of Camerino. We have about 11,500 students. So the location where we are is in Olten. Olten is not very large, not very famous. Actually, I did not know it before I moved there. But the advantage of this place is that it can be reached easily from any other places that are important in Switzerland. And it's also easy to reach these other places if you stay in Olten. So easy by public transport. So here are some impressions of the campus. This is our new building. So it's about 5 or 6 years old. This is the inner part. You see a lot of light and space in the building. This is also part of the space that we have there, where we have places for students to work. This is one of the lecture halls, lecture rooms that we have. And this is a picture of the cafeteria. Okay, I also have some videos, but I don't want to show them now. I will later post the link in the chat. So if you want, you can get an impression of the campus of Olten and also the life cycle of a bachelor student. So what happens there, that you see what we are doing at the campus in Olten in the School of Business. But now I would like to go a little bit more into the Master of Science in Business Information Systems. And before I start with the program itself, I want to tell you a story. There's a guy is going with a balloon, and he sees a woman on the ground. He goes down and says, I have an appointment with a friend. I want to meet him in 2 hours, but actually I do not know where I am. Can you help me? And she says, that's quite easy. You're 10 meters above the ground. Then she takes her smartphone and gives also the geographic locations. And then the guy says, you must be a computer scientist. She says, yes, you're right. How do you know? He said, probably everything that you told me is correct, but actually it doesn't help me at all. And I lost some time and I don't know if I can meet my friend in time. And she says, you must be a manager. He says, yes, you're right. How do you know? You came to where you are by a lot of hot air. You make promises that you cannot keep. And now you blame the people below you. So this is the point where you can laugh. But why do I tell the story? Yeah, what we see here are 2 different people. And yeah, they talk with each other, but actually they don't really understand each other. And this is what we recognize in companies. We have on the one hand side the business people. On the other hand side, we have the IT people. And now the IT people have nice things for the business people, but the business people do not really know how to use them. The business people cannot express the requirements that they have on the IT systems. So there is someone or needed someone who can help them. And this is the traditional view of information systems. So building somehow the bridge between the business, so the application side, and the IT on the other side. And I found a nice cartoon about that. Yeah, it's not about really building the bridge between the business department and the IT department. And by the way, this is something that we often talk about alignment of business and IT. And I say, yes, the IT department is the only part of the business that does not really belong to the business. But there's more. It is not just building the bridge. Our view is that we really merge business and IT. And this is the view that we have. We do not have IT modules and business modules. We try to combine business and IT. And this is what the reality is. There is, and I think this is really true in the near future, there will be no business that is non-digital. There's only a digital economy and more or less use of digital systems, but economy will be digital. And this is where what we deal with. So this is one logo that we have. We have on the one hand side the technology, and the other hand side we have the humans. And we want to shape the future of the business with the use of information technology. And this brings me to the profile of our study program. So we have on the bottom, we have the bachelor, and the master is built on 3 pillars. One pillar is practice orientation. This comes from our kind of university. The University of Applied Sciences is closely collaborating with business, with companies. And our objective is to teach people to be able to immediately work in the companies. So practice orientation, this is one of the core pillars that we have. Another core pillar is innovation. We do not deal only with the current state of the art. We want to teach our students to be innovative, to bring innovation into the companies. And the third pillar is internationalization. Internationalization is one of the core strategies of our School of Business. And the School of Business at our university is the one that is most international in Switzerland. It has the highest percentage of students with an international experience, either coming from abroad to our university or doing an exchange semester at another university. So we are really strongly international. So these are the 3 pillars. This is the profile of our program. And this is a slogan that we created for our students: learn to innovate in a digital economy, to drive innovation in the companies based on what the students learn in our program. So what are the objectives now of the program? One objective is the core. It's the exploitation of information systems for the success of the business. We have students who come from computer science. We have also students who come from business. And we want to teach them to use the information systems to bring value to the companies, to be more successful than without them. And when we teach from the business perspective. We do not teach with technologies and at the end, okay, by the way, you can also use them. No, we start with business problems, with business challenges, and then we show how we can use information technology, information systems to deal with these problems and deal with these challenges. So it's a different perspective that we have. We prepare for the job market. University of Applied Sciences, we are closely related to companies, and we prepare for the international or global job market. So we teach international cases, but also with the collaboration with students from different countries. This is an international business, similar to what also University of Camerino is doing. We have a special focus on important business challenge. We always, every few years, we look at our curriculum, we look at the job offers that we see from the companies, and we adapt our program so that we really deal with the challenges that the companies have, so that we teach the stuff that is needed in the companies. And as I already said, we want our students to be drivers of innovation. So we go beyond the current state of practice. We do not teach just what is going on in the companies. This is what we typically do in bachelor or continuous education. We want our students to be drivers of the innovation, because we believe that with the people, with the knowledge of the people, we can bring knowledge into the companies. So these are the objectives of the program. And the design of the program is so that students can individually design their study. So we have only 4 core modules with 24 credits. These are the modules that every student has to take. Then they can choose between nearly 20 elective programs. I will come to that later. And then 30 credits are reserved for the projects. So there's really a huge part of the study that can be individually designed. And part of this flexibility and individual design is also that we offer the program in full-time mode and part-time mode. So full-time students and part-time students study together. We typically have 2/3 of the students who work in parallel, which allows us also to deal with their problems, and although there's an exchange between the students who are in the practice with those who are not in the practice, so they learn from each other. So now we come to the double degree. You know that we have this double degree with 2 degrees, one in computer science from University of Camarino, and the second with business information systems from our universities. And typically students spend 1 semester at the partner university and make a master thesis of 30 credits that is supervised by supervisors from FHNW and University of Camarino. So what are the modules that we offer for the double degree students? We have the 4 core modules. Alignment of business IT, this is what is behind the idea of combining business and IT, merging business and IT. The second core topic is business process management. We not only deal with the technical part, we also deal with the cultural change, with the management part of business process management. Then we have business intelligence, how to deal with the data, to exploit the data, and strategic business innovation, which deals with information technology from the strategic perspective. How is the strategy of a company shaped by information technology? So these are the 4 core modules, and these are the modules that double degree students usually take. They can be replaced if there was an equivalent module that the students took already at University of Camarino. I think of business intelligence, there is a similar course in Camarino. If this would have been taken, then this module could be replaced with another module. And as I said, we have a lot of electives that you can choose from. These are the electives that are offered in the autumn semester. This is the semester typically students from Camarino come to Olten. And you see we have something like HR business analysis. This is dealing with problems in the company in an HR way. So HR project management applied to business analysis in the companies. Challenging international managers and leaders is when we invite managers from companies, they present cases, and then they make workshops with the students. Data science, I think it's clear, digitization of business processes. I want to emphasize one additional one is innovation in the digital age. This is a module where students develop an idea for an own business. So this is a kind of a project. We have mentors from the school. They develop the business idea. They develop the business model, the revenue stream. And it's a combination of entrepreneurship and information technology, because the new company must be based on information technology for giving the value to the customers. Another interesting module is international field trip. This is where we offer, I think something happened. It should not have been. Okay. So international field trip is, we offer two trips to other countries, to the Silicon Valley and to South Africa, and students can participate in that, where we visit companies, where we go to universities, and then students write a report about it. This is also an interesting module, but it's very special. And then we have research methods. It's module where we prepare the students for writing the master thesis with dealing with research methods that are useful for information systems. These are the modules, electives in the autumn semester. In the spring semester, we have also some interesting modules. You see applied computational intelligence, one part of the AI, business analytics is more statistical part, cloud computing, cybersecurity. And one module I want to emphasize is emerging topics. This is a block week where we invite lecturers and people from companies to teach one day together with the students. So the students are involved in the teaching. And again, we teach also research methods also in spring semester. So these are the typical modules. We also have a collaboration with the study program in medical informatics. So it's also possible to attend one of the 3 modules that we have together with the medical informatics as part of the electives that we have in this double degree program. Good. I already said that we have these field trips. One is to Silicon Valley, typically August, September. This year, unfortunately, we cannot offer this trip because we are not allowed to go to the US. So we make some alternative programs. So we have presenters from Silicon Valley who present online in the evening, and we visit some companies in Switzerland in extending that. And we have a study tour to South Africa, which is typically January, February. All the tours are about 2 weeks. I have here on a slide some companies that we visited last year in the Silicon Valley. So if students would be interested in that, they have to tell us in advance so that they could also participate in these study tours as one of the modules that they can take. Okay, what are the experience with the double degree? One experience that students from Camerino enjoy and benefit from is that we do projects also in the modules, project with companies or for companies. We do something with business process management. We have a real world case that we deal with in strategic business innovation. Students go out into a company and analyze the strategy of the company. So this is one of the experience that students have. Many students also stay for the master thesis just because of that they can do a practical work also in their master thesis. And it's also the case that several students also found a job after the study. This is because we are closely connected to companies and because they found contacts to the companies also by their contacts, by discussions with their fellow students, and so they found the possibility to work there. So we had students who work for UBS, one of the large banks, or Credit Suisse, another large bank, or Novartis, or Roche, or ABB, large companies where they also found a job there. So this is the experience that we had, that quite some number of students after the study also stayed in Switzerland. Okay, that's it. Short overview of our study program and the collaboration in the double degree.